We are back. Apologies for that. Hopefully the stream is now running smoothly for everyone. I know it was stuttering a bit there because of the resolution. So what's going to happen? Myself, John Wright, I'm going to be doing the broadcast at the minute. And we've got the pleasure of Sean Madden for the whole broadcast. You lucky people. He's going to be co-commentating with me. So basically, fighting to get a word in edgeways for the next 2 hours. And then Luke Taylor.
That is very correct.
There we go. He's getting some practice in early. I like to hear that. And then it'll be Luke Taylor that takes over for the second half. When I say the second half, I'm doing the first third. He'll be doing the last 2 thirds. So yeah. But it will be one continuous broadcast coverage. Hello to everyone in the chat, by the way. I've only just got it open. I'm seeing one Rob G. Barker in the chat. Good afternoon, Rob. I need to speak to you about tomorrow morning, if that's okay. Crazy Good Kung Fu's in the chat as well. Here he is, right at the top. I think he might even have been first in. On you go. That's dedication considering what time of the world it is. And there, of course, George Cook and Rob Barker, names that will be well known to the Formula Racing League faithful, as to Mr. Sean Madden. The voices and the names will be all too familiar at this point. James, spreadsheet life. Spreadsheets! I'm sure Damon Albarn wrote a song about that. He just called it Park Life to hide it, but no, we're all about the spreadsheet, James. I'm looking forward to getting my tag. Raven, and who is the second commentator? Mr. Jan Barth of the Advisor team. There we go, Jan Barth. It's Sean Madden, aka Flawed Genius Gaming. Thank you, brilliant as always, says Jan. See, the names in the voice.
Hello, Jan. Hello, yeah, yes, that is me. John really hyping me up there, which is always nice to hear as well.
Credit where credit is due, my man. Credit where credit is due. Some of the PS5, of course, FRL. Make sure you give them a follow and a subscribe on all platforms. YouTube, free subscription on there. All the races beautifully back catalogued by the beautiful head secretary James Williams himself. When he's not driving the beautiful pink pig Ferrari, he is making FRL just a much better place. So yeah, there's multiple channels now you can watch FRL on Twitch. They've got PS5, PC, and of course Formula 1 as well. So get involved, and that is all again back catalogued to YouTube. So make sure you jump over there, give them that free subscription, and watch back all the races. Most of these races from the Endurance Series have been here are on there. Sorry, I know there weren't continuous broadcasts for a lot of them. I think I'm not speaking out of turn when I say there is big plans for the race in Suzuka in November, which is a 24-hour race still to come in this series. Of course, the next outing for this will be in September, Indianapolis. Trip to the road course. You get a third of the time on the oval, the rest of the time hanging on for dear life on one of the flattest courses on the planet. And speaking of flat courses, at Silverstone right after it, then the 24 hours at Suzuka, and the series ends with a lenient 4 hours, but it is December, so we'll understand that FRL, the old Christmas shopping and things, can definitely get in the way. So 4 hours of Zandvoort to finish this series. That's December the 2nd, so make sure you get your calendars all set for that one. We're 23 minutes into the qualifying, and it is the GTR Masters who I was going to give a bit of a bigger mention to in the opening. They've only taken part in 5 of the races so far. In fact, only scored in 5 of the 6 races. They're lurking in the top already, and with a 48-degree track temperature, I'm sure Mr. Madden can appreciate the lap times that these drivers are putting in. 1 minute 40.9 up at the front with 48-degree track temperature, Sean. That's not too shabby.
I mean, absolute ridiculous is the word that I would use, personally.
We're all about that.
I mean, of course, the drivers will need to be quite careful on their lap times when it comes to the race. Of course, in qualifying, it's all about going flat out and pushing the car to its very, very limits. But 1 minute 40.925, absolutely phenomenal. yeah, maybe the tyres will last about 2 or 3 laps on with that kind of pace there, John.
Yeah, that is serious. Crazy good kung fu. ACC tyre melting simulator. Yeah, I sometimes wonder if people, if the tyre manufacturers actually do that and think to themselves sometimes, you know, let's sabotage the server, turn the tyres up and see what data we'll get back from it. There we go, James with these spreadsheets. This is what, James, I'm getting you in the commentary box with me at some point, I'm telling you. But James confirming the fastest lap set on during an FRL competition at IMOLA, 1 minute 39.7, Sean.
Oh my days.
So commentary career, you say, Sean?
I wish you never told me about these laps. You know, I was quite happy with my 43s, and now I feel very glum. But no, absolute phenomenal, and you know, shows you the crazy level of ability of the drivers here in FRL, of course. So yeah, it's great to see, great to hear, great to see, John.
It really is. Rob G. Barker, Toasty, Ben Milden in the chat. Still can't spell. There we go. He did actually put my name in correct. There we go. Sounding sharp, says Ben. Ben, you always know the nicest things to say. Thank you very much. Are you racing today, actually? Or are you still on PlayStation? You're still on PlayStation. Not that that's a bad thing, of course. Plenty of coverage, as you guys know. FRL have started a separate Twitch channel for the PlayStation 5. That is dedication. Got 90 drivers a week turning up to their Taco Tuesday, which is incredible numbers. So it's good to see the ACC alive and kicking across all of the platforms. I feel like there's going to be plenty of minion jokes as well. Adam Berry in the Banana Lamborghini. Looking good. I was going to say another one of Gaz Gasolina for the Okapos Racing. We'll get a proper look at his livery in a minute. There's Benjamin Eck out for Eclipse, although I feel their livery hasn't worked. Yeah, someone's going on with awesome sim racing these days. There's yeah, liveries that don't quite seem to be hitting the button. But yeah, still plenty quick times. Johnny Manon there. I love the MSR eSports car. Top 10 separated by a second. In fact, Bellotti there finds himself pretty much bang on a second off the pace as well. 2/10 ahead of Robinson, the lead FRL car, the Texaco livery. There is Fabian Karner, who will be cheering on in the chat, by the way. Factoid for you all, F1 2022 pole time here, 1 minute 27. Well, so there you go, look at that. There's a 3-second difference between you and the pros, Sean. There's a 12-second difference between the GT3s and the Formula 1s. That just goes to show you the type of pace that the GT3s have got. Sorry, the Formula 1 cars have got, yeah. Oh, and that was in the wet.
Wow. Yeah, so even wider gap there, John, to be fair. But yeah, of course, absolute monstrous machines, them Formula 1 cars. You know, very high downforce, extremely rapid acceleration, and of course top speed as well. So it doesn't surprise me in the slightest there, John. But even so, you know, these GT3 cars are still pretty frightening around a type of circuit like Imola, with you know, a lot of hard braking zones, a lot of downhill twisty sections as well, and big sausage curbs as well on the chicane. So there's a lot for the drivers to contend with, and at the moment in qualifying, doing an excellent job and really showing how it's done.
Yeah, they really are. Just going to quickly bring something up. Team 55, Hamilton 115, 115, crazy. Yeah, James, we'll need to get a look at the... I've updated all the liveries, but there's more and more liveries now. I'm not sure, I don't know if they're clashed or not, I'm not really sure to focus on it, but yeah, that is quite frustrating that the liveries haven't worked, but we'll keep an eye on everything that's going on anyway. There's a couple of green sectors. I did think the times would get a lot quicker towards the end of the session. Doesn't appear to be so. The ever-heating track is doing nothing but strip rubber from the underneath of the cars. Horvath's probably going to be on rims at the minute with the pace he's got. He's coming across the start-finish line now into, of course, turn number 2, the Variante Tamburello. Turn 1, the gentle left-hand kink. Then turn 2 and 3, this chicane, 1 of 3. Kind of like Zolder almost, 3 chicanes and a hairpin. Would be one of the best ways to describe this track. And into Villanueva, or Villeneuve, whichever one you want to go, and into Tosa. I still call this Death Zone bend, as we saw Mr. Death Zone make an absolute otherworldly of a double overtaker on that corner. Incredible amounts of grip in the Mercedes, and to this day one of the greatest achievements I've ever seen in sim racing, just that one simple overtake. Into Piratello and down into Acqua Minerale. There will definitely not be any agua on the track down here. Any rain that does fall is likely to evaporate before it hits the ground, and if it does hit the ground it won't stay there long. Successfully navigating those curves, you can see the amount of rubber that's laid down on the curve in there. That's how much the drivers have used, and especially since 1.9, these curves here, absolutely zero fear in these things. Even Ferrari drivers are attacking those curves like they are in there, and once they get through around all that, of course, they've got to get through Ravazza. So easy to get this one wrong, and that gravel on the outside, exceptionally unforgiving. Past the pit entrance and across the line isn't going to be an improvement on his time because he's popped into the pits. But in the dying stages, it does look like the GTR Masters have got it done. Berry is still out on track, but he's not improving. So is Antonin Myers in the Lambo. Got a bit of his lap left, no green delta though. And I think we are all but done, Sean. Anyone, can you see anyone green on their delta at the minute, mate?
I can see Woodward in P28 at the moment, just about to come across the start-finish line. He's currently in P28. Can he go quicker?
Oh, half a tenth quicker.
Yeah, not much, no. So
close. Mark GG, fresh from his Spa outing last night. Out on track, but there we go. Done and dusted. Tell you what, because of the format, let's actually use the in-game. And there, oh, yep, there we go. And love to see it again. 3, look at that. Oh, wow. That slipped under my radar. Berry did get up to 3rd position. 2 thousandths separating 2nd and 3rd.
Crazy. Absolutely
2 thousandths.
Crazy.
And 3 of them, the top 3 have shared the purple sector each. And it's a BMW, a Mercedes and a Lamborghini.
That is always really, really good to see. And no McLaren in the top 3 as well. I mean, that is a big surprise.
That, not only that, I was just about to point out, not only that, 1 McLaren in the top 16.
Crazy. To be honest, I thought my eyes were deceiving me, but you are very correct there, John. I
thought there was some kind of option there. I know you can cut it down to AMs. I thought they'd maybe just found an option to remove the McLarens from the standings. But no, yeah, 4th place for the McLarens then. The meta car of the moment, not making the most of qualifying, finding itself in 4th, but still a 1 minute 41.1. So, no shade cast here, that is for sure. Ecosorio and Zakdal are going to start on row number 5. Gasolina. 2 possibilities, solo driver or student team. If anyone in the chat can confirm which one it is. Does this driver deserve an extra pat on the back for doing 8 hours single-handed, or is it just a team all actually physically changing seats, which I think would be a really cool thing to do. They certainly don't do that in unis and colleges around my neck of the woods, that is for sure. Tronic and Graf with Alfonsi and Tirone in 8th. Strelnikov just ahead of Myers there in 9th and 10th. And MSR, Manurm and Plus 11th place. Belotti and Van Hoorn, in 12th. Robinson and Brown in the FRL car, 13th position. Adu and Madalena in 14th. Karner and Bath Barth, sorry, find themselves in 15th. Sorry, Jan, how did I get your surname wrong? The amount of time that you spent racing here. Kelly, Frank, Sang. Hawes and Sedivi. Sedivi fresh from a race I was commentating on the other night as well, and he actually got a win.
Wow, okay.
In his class now. That will come to me during the broadcast. Yeah, I mean, I should remember. It's not like I do a lot of this. Bardlin and Belika in 18th. Siliev and Chernikov in 19th. Bigiani, Costa and Viale rounding out the top 20. We've got Thompson and Williams. I keep calling him Williams in 23rd there for FRL. Woodward and Broth, another one of the FRL cars. And okay, so they've actually, so we've got a race control car in as well for marshalling purposes. Excellent. I don't think we're seeing safety cars implemented in this series, but that might be something that they're looking to add. I know that, that is something that's becoming ever more popular in the ACC space, and it works out quite well.
I mean, it probably does need to be. It needs to be in there for 6 hours at Imola, isn't it? So, yeah, great addition to have a race control car in there. Of course, we never hope for crashes or anything, John. But sometimes these kinds of incidents do happen. Sorry, John.
Yeah, there's not. No, don't apologise. There's not a lot of tarmac. It's amazing how narrow the track becomes when there's two cars side by side vying for that same tiny little piece of red and white curbing to get them ahead of the opposition just that little bit faster. Gaz Gasolina is in the chat confirming he is. Yeah, we won't finish that sentence. He's going solo. It is one driver going for the 8 hours. Good sir, I stand and applaud thee.
Yeah.
Now let me just sit my old self back down again.
I was going to say, is he mad for 6 hours?
6 hours, of course. Sorry, I'm saying 8 hours. 6 hours, 8 hours. Anything above a 2 hour 45 minute stint in a sim rig is madness. Because I did 2 hours 45 minute once, and it almost broke me. Quite frankly,
more than a lap breaks me, John.
Yeah.
Awesome. Crazy individual there, but definitely good luck to him in this race, though. Yeah.
Yeah, completely. Now the GTR Masters are leading the way. We'll have a through the field. Francesco Sagetti. Sorry, Francesco. Again, another name that I should be nailing first time every time. Because you pop in and say hello, as well as Hazza Baldwin. Good afternoon, and also good morning and good evening to those of you that are in alternative hemispheres. I am all but acutely aware these days of just how crazy the time differences can be. Just ask Mr. Crazy Good Kung Fu. I was chatting to him this morning at 7:15.
You evil man.
All the fun times. How was he? No, I was 7:15 in the morning for me. He was cooking his tea at 6 at night.
Ah, okay. My apologies
so,
then.
So the time difference. Team 52. Yeah, no, it did. Up at the front there, the Society Corsa team in the McLaren. Again, if any of the teams are watching, I'm not sure what's going on with the liveries at the minute. I have done the awesome sim racing sync as per.
Exactly the same for me, John. I've just got a very simple liveries there, so
yeah. The two white cars are completely different shapes, so
luckily,
that will make it a bit easier. It will make it a bit easier. But it is 6 hours, 65-minute stint time. And remember, to clear a stint, the drivers just need to come into the pit and exit again. But they can't put enough fuel in the car to do 2 full stints. So it's unlikely we're going to see that unless we get right towards the end. The 738 Smiley in the chat, of course. 934 in the pits, ACC. No. That's Jan's team. That's Advisor. Rivera as well. Enough Motorsport. They've had a problem, and so has Max Sirocum as well. Right, we're coming to the start-finish line, so we'll get a proper update on that soon. Smiley The 738, never mind, going to be fun. 6 hours, Jan, podium. Here we go, baby. Here we go, along the start-finish day, of course, we see the building. The only survivor from the 1994 remake. In fact, the only surviving building since the 1974 overhaul. Everything completely ripped out with chicane gone, a new pit lane added due to homologation rules for the FIA. There is the finish line. We're about to see green lights, and we are about to see some phenomenal action. 6 hours of coverage. It's round 7. It's green lights. It's foot down. It's flat out and away into turn number 1. And it's a good start there by the Mercedes. The banana Lamborghini getting caught up. Oh, he's had to take some avoiding action. Zagdal is going to get involved in this one as well, coming around the outside. Oh, mission spin now with a bit of a tap. And we've got the lead McLaren taking an off-track excursion, and he is going to tumble down the order. Johnny McNunn made it through safely halfway down the field. Christoph Zekala, my apologies, into turn number 2. It does look like the majority of the field made it through, apart from that wayward. Oh, they're side by side in the second chicane. They've avoided contact, the two Ferraris making it through comfortably. Henrik Horvath clearly breaking away with Bellio. 10-second penalty from a qualifying incident, and it's Berry that is the cork in the bottle. Look how quickly they've created a gap there, the lead 2 cars. Adam Berry in second place, Zagdal third, Gasolina in 5th position. If he gets a podium, Tincini down to 7th place. The McLaren that we saw involved in a bit of contact through that first chicane, tumbling down the order, as I say, down to 7th place then. That is a lot of positions to drop in the opening corner. Alfonso in 8th, Strelnikov in 9th, and Johnny McNunn being hunted down. Speaking of being hunted down, look at the background. You're going to get plenty of camera time now. Smiley in the chat. Oh, look at that car going. Oh, and we've got a bit of an incident in the background. What have I missed there, Sean? Did you catch what cars that was?
There was about 6 cars involved in that, John. They're all off of the inside of the chicane there. That was a big pile up. Certainly 2 doesn't go into 1 there. It was about 3 or 4 going into 1. So, Marche, I think his name is, in P30, Ferrari 779.
Yep. Sorry, I've just popped on the replay there. We went on chase cam with Craig Hill, and he got a perfect view of that. Still not quite sure which cars were involved in that. But yeah, no, sorry, Sean. Yes, 5 or 6 cars involved.
Yeah.
Definitely a few there. So and we've got more trouble up at the front. What have I just missed? We've got another yellow flag. Car 296, Siliev down in 19th position. Oh my goodness. Turn 1, so lap 1. Everything went according to plan. Lap 2, everything went according to the way of the pair. They're 3 wide along the start-finish straight. I did say there's been a bit of a ping-pong effect. The Ferrari's been turned. He's got no place to go. He's made it through. Those two are doing a quick foxtrot off on the grass, and there is a cars avoiding every place. Everyone does hold their brakes. No, the Mercedes doesn't. And we've got an 8 ball in the corner pocket. We've got a green Mercedes down as well. That is a lot of cars. James Williams in the Mercedes. That's so annoying, his livery is, but he did manage to cruise his way through. So what an improvement. It's an ill wind that blows nobody some good, and the good has been blown the way. James Williams, he's up 14 positions. Oh, look at that BMW in front. How was he held on to that? Well, he's not.
Spinner as well. I think I didn't see who that was.
Mark GG in the BMW.
Yeah,
absolutely sent it over that curve into Aqua Minerale. The car, all 4 wheels off the tarmac, but he did manage to somehow land it and only lose 45 degrees off the direction he was aiming at. Nothing like that up at the front. Henrik Horvath absolutely sailing off into the lead for the GTR Masters. I did say at the opening they were going to be a team to watch over the rest of the competition. 5 scoring rounds so far. Still find himself comfortably inside the top 3. You got Adam Berry there in 3rd. The Banana Mobile absolutely flying. Alex Zagdal's up to 4th. Gasolina in 5th. And it's still tonic for the RKS Motorsport Porsche in 6th position. Luca Tanzini for the Suzuki Corsa car. They have recovered and kept going. And Johnny Manor actually in the background giving Strelnikov all kinds of hard time. We saw Strelnikov have to take some avoiding action, and I'm not even going to stick on that because Ivan Yanis, the Mission Spin Now Youngsters car, I believe this is his debut in the series. Oh no, I wasn't in the last race. He might have raced last time, but certainly debutant Wasn't in the first 5 races, but it's good to see him out making the debut, and a good debut it is at the moment. He's got a bit of contact, a bit of damage on the car, so he's been involved in contact. He's just popped a nice overtake on Cavatera. Bellotti, so many cars close together. Fabian Carner on the start from the pits. They're up to 24th position as James Williams is now up to 23rd position. We have got Robbie Kelly. Oh, there is the Ferrari we saw. That absolutely breaks your heart to see that. The White Rose Racing car into the pits. Pavel Morev for R2G. Hopefully not return to garage. Finds himself in the pits as well. Bellio finds himself with a 1 second gap to the race leader and half a second to Berry ahead. So Berry looking like the cork in the bottle at the start of the race there as he was being chased by go.
Oh, also between P6 and P7 it looked like Tanzini was going to go up the inside into turn 2, decided to back off, but is all over the back of Troniki, I believe is pronounced, isn't it, John?
Yes, Tronik, yes. We'll go with Tronik, yeah. Yeah, he didn't quite make that move stick, and what that's actually done is it's dropped the McLaren off the back, and it's given the Porsche a bit of a look at the BMW in front. So yeah, that's still an absolutely solid battle going on there. It was Adam Berry that was leading that charge, but he is now charging towards Bellio. Horvath, he's already done a 1 minute 42.4. Cameron Hawes out for velocity, of course, in the McLaren again. They were racing in a race I was commentating on himself. 9k from the UK. Now the BMW out as well, which may well be. No, that's the GT3 car behind.
And John, I was just going to mention Bellio with a 10-second penalty as well in P2.
Yes, from qualifying incident.
Ah, I see, okay.
So yeah, there was an incident in qualifying. They've been given 10 seconds, so they'll be stationary for an extra 10 seconds. And again, over the race, it's a great time to point this out. You really, you might pick up penalties here and there, but you really do want to limit them. 5 trips into the pits minimum to get to
John,
the end of the
got
race.
to take your attention to the P6 because again they are side by side as we approach turn 2. Who is going to come out on top? It's looking like Tanzini. Oh, there was a tiny bit of contact. They are still side by side, but I think that's Tanzini that's gone up the inside and up into P6.
Yeah, I think you're right. And Tronic is now ended up behind this battle then. So he is... oh no, he's in the middle, sorry. Tronic's in the Porsche, of course. It's Tanzini who's now down in 7th place. And
yeah, sorry.
yeah, Tanzini. But Tronic, yeah, they're all still going for it. They're absolutely going for it. Gaz Gasolina still in 5th, watching that whole battle going on behind them. He's still got a solid train chasing him there. You can see Tronic, Tanzini, Alfonsi and Strelnikov all within half a second of one another into Aqua Minerale. We're 4 laps into this one, and the packs are forming. And in fact, Neil Woodward there in 18th as well, just ahead. Let's get the right camera where you can actually see what's going on. You can see he's got a couple of cars just ahead of him. Zakala, we saw him take a bit of contact as well, so he might be carrying some damage. He's got Petch just ahead of him. Woodward, I'm sure, will be keen to catch up to Robinson. Oh, and he's run wide. Aqua Minerale exit. Oh, and he's got himself out the way. Oh, and he's just managed to control it. It's one thing to get yourself out the way, but if getting yourself out the way means putting 2 wheels on the grass, don't do it. Because all you're going to do is make it infinitely worse. Definitely fully appreciate what the Aston was doing there, because he is being lapped as well, so quickly getting himself out of the way. But as you saw, he put 2 wheels on the grass. If he'd have tapped the brake at that point, there would have been tears before Tamburello. That is for absolutely sure.
I just got to apologise as well, as the move up the inside was actually Gasolina on Tronic, who is in the blue Porsche. So isn't he the solo driver? Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Wow. So yeah, making moves up the field up into P5, absolutely fantastic from him. Let's hope that he can keep it up.
Indeed, yeah. We've got Levi absolute world-level driver in the chat, Gran Turismo specialist. One of these days we'll get you onto the proper racing simulator, Levi. Actually, you know what, Levi? You jump on ACC and within a couple of laps be about 4 seconds a lap quicker than me. And yeah, it would just encourage me to therefore sell my steering wheel, which I probably should have done years ago, let's face it, with the laps I do.
On the G29 as well.
That's right, Levi is an absolute world beater on a G29. So yeah, it's bad enough when, yeah, like some of these drivers, I mean, yeah. I'm not sure, is there anyone, in fact James is racing, can anyone of the FRL admins confirm that we'll have any joypad racers in the race today? It is a possibility, and if there's any of them in the top 10, I would not be surprised.
Please don't tell me that. Please don't tell me that, John.
Oh yeah. So remember, do you remember I showed you Icy on Twitch, the driver?
Yes.
Yeah, he saw the car crash, so he now races with a mouse and keyboard. His best lap time at IMOLA is low 41s, high 40s.
Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
The level of time. So I spent a year telling myself I needed a load cell pedal, got one, got a little bit quicker, and I now see someone who uses the space bar to brake. And I can confirm there is no load cell technology that can be applied to a space bar, in case anybody's wondering. It's
are you sure? Are you sure there's not, you know, like some sort of, you know, heavy spring in that space bar? It just doesn't seem possible. But
incredible.
It's just me really being jealous, guys. I mean, that is just a phenomenal talent, of course. But
Speaking of phenomenal talent, we've still got some serious talent on display with the gaps between the drivers now. I'm getting a bit of fragmentation. Hopefully the stream's running okay, but Johnny Manurn, oh, and there we go. What is going on with Aquaman and Rally? That is another BMW, absolutely finding out the hard way. Oh, and we've got a penalty as well. Johnny Manurn, who we're watching now, we saw him earlier, there was that bit of contact. It's all happening though. Aquaman and Rally, the BMWs are not happy through there. Can confirm. The engineers are going to have to look at the setups of the cars there, but whatever it is that's going on, Aquaman and Rally, and certainly the chicane after it, they're all kinds of struggling. Alfonso bringing himself under more pressure than he needed to at this stage. I was going to say there was groups forming. This wasn't one of them, but it certainly is now. Strelnikov and Manurn will not waste any time closing that gap given the opportunity, and in fact we've got Hos Robinson in the background as well. We'll jump onto them in turn number 1. We've got an O from Sean.
Yes, between P2 and 3, Berry on Bellio really, well, was very, very close to the back of him in turn 2. The gap is extended slightly, but even so, very close between P2 and 3.
Yeah, good to see they're still battling up there. Tanzini is still looking quick as well. This is Yeti Force driver all over the back of Toronto. Dropped Alfonsi a bit, of course, and Strelnikov hasn't dropped this fight at all. He has jumped right onto the mistake from the BMW. So the two Mercedes looking to close in and make this a bit more difficult for the BMW driver ahead. He really needs to get Aquaman and Rally correct on this go around. We can see, you guys can't see in the rear view mirror because of the overlay. We'll need to speak to Mercedes about. Oh, that's some extra steering input. They're going to go side by side. It's the Mercedes turn to get it wrong on the exit. Aquaman and Rally, German manufacturers then, Sean, I'm going to say, because the BMWs and the Mercedes, Aquaman and Rally, not happy little bunnies, and that Strelnikov was eyeing up the overtake, eyeing up another overtake, but it's a position down for him through there. Tricky corner.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, they got a little bit too close for comfort there, but yeah, survived, I would say, John, for now. I say for now.
I mean, the curse of the commentator, then you might as well just make it an obvious one, eh? Oh no, what's happened with James?
Oh.
No.
Oh, down into P31.
Yeah, so, yeah. Oh, hope I got mute in time there, my apologies. Gulping down the coffee. But there is... Yeah, so James, is this coming into Ravazza? No, coming... Oh, the back of the car's just gone on the way down into Aquaman and Rally. And it is a Mercedes. Oh. heartbreaking amount of damage. Heartbreaking amount of damage. The back of the car just absolutely let go. I know James, anytime I've seen James, this has always been in a Ferrari, so maybe just something to do, because the Mercedes, I can confirm, having driven them both, is an entirely different animal to the Ferrari. So yeah, unfortunately, when there's a lot of damage going to have to come in and get repaired, but that will be an instant trip into the pits. That's going to put the total up as well. 5 hours 45 minutes left, and 15 minutes will be enough to cover the short stint required. And just in case anyone, I do talk about the short stint. We're likely to see the teams just even out for an hour stints at a time, but some of them might try and push it to that 65 minutes as many times as they can to accumulate those 5 minutes into the last hour, which of course would give them 25 minutes to spare.
Oh, we might have some action here between P6 and 7.
Yeah, talk to us about what you're seeing.
P5 and 6 actually, isn't it? Yeah, Gasolina in the blue Porsche, of course, he will have the outside line as we come up to turn 2. We've got Tronic up the inside. Surely he'll make that stick, and both on the brakes at the same time, but Tronic will go up the inside into P5. Gasolina down into P6. And we've got Tanzini not too far behind, roughly about 1.5 seconds down in P7 as well. But I do think that Gasolina is not going to give up without a fight as we go through the Tosa.
Alfonso through the second chicane. He's made an absolute meal of that one. He's hit the curves all over the place, and he's lost 2 positions. Yeah,
that's him, and they're still very close.
Oh yes, they are. Johnny Manon side by side in Aqua Minerale. I was going to put on a replay of that second chicane there, the BMW.
Oh my God!
Goodness me, full ice hockey.
Yes, indeed.
Full ice hockey. We'll jump on board with the BMW though to see where it all started to go wrong. He was coming through the second chicane. Oh, we missed it. Oh, there was yeah, so we didn't quite go back far enough, so we didn't see him through the second chicane. But here we can see in a straight line. He comes around the corner, he's on the steering. Yeah, stewards might not look at that so kindly, but that's the steward's job. We're just here to bring you the live action and the pictures, making snap judgments. Oh, yes. Thank you. Good sir. Drofter in the chat. I was in the middle of typing out here. So it's kind of a combination. It is a series of one-off events, but there is the results have been tracked. So there is 10 teams, 11 teams that are within 107 points. It's 60 points for a race win, and there's still 4 races to go. But yeah, certainly over an endurance series, a lot of organisers find that teams, if they're not in it, they're not going to win it from the last few races, they'll sometimes not take part.
John, FR's very own Luke Robinson up the inside of Halls, nearly contact. Robinson just backs out of it for the time being, but firmly in the slipstream of Halls as we come across the Villeneuve complex there. It's looking like Halls can't shake off Robinson at the moment as we come to Tosa, but does decide to back off slightly. So yeah, nearly a bit of a chaotic collision between the two of them, but they come off unscathed.
They do indeed. Not so unscathed. BMWs and Mercedes through Aqua Minerale. Mayer's in the Lambo. Now the driver putting pressure on Strelnikov. So since Strelnikov had that little incident, he's not only lost those positions, he is losing sight of Johnny Manon, who's now up in 8th place. Look at Tanzini. Now finds himself in 7th. Gasolina down in 6th. And it is Fredo Tronic back up to 5th position, chasing down his original start position. Just ahead of him is Alex Zakdal for Eclipse Racing Esports. Bring back Chromedix, by the way. Where is he? Chromedix, I miss you, bud. Please come back to the commentary box and come back racing again, mate, okay? If you're out there watching, we'll miss you, wee man. Miss you. Come back. Henrik Horvath leading the way. For anybody that doesn't know, Chromedix is probably the greatest commentator on the planet. He is just an absolute legend. 19 years old, he's in the Formula 1 Young Engineers team. He can win races at any pace, and he is one of the best commentators on the planet, and founder of Eclipse Racing. So, you've honestly, Chromedix is he's a wee superstar. He's a wee superstar. So yes, but yeah, his team still at Racing Alexander there in 4th, Adam Berry in 3rd place, Odo in 12th. Looking to get a position on the stricken Alfonsi. We see him coming down into Acqua Minerale once again, being pressured this time by a Ferrari. Gets it right through there this time. Can the Ferrari make any moves through this final chicane? He's certainly signalling. He's a bit far back to try it from there, but he's going to throw it over those curbs. Or throw over those curbs as much as a Ferrari can. 1.9 may have sorted out ever so slightly, but certainly not the type of thing you want to be getting too excited about in the Ferrari. Who else have we got? We've got Robinson still trying to get past Hawes. We've got Carretera, Carner and Zakala. Carner having a great race after starting from the pits. If I can find him, there we go. There we go, he's got the Carner. Ooh, big wiggles. Big wiggles there. They really are going for it on that chicane over the curb there, Sean. I know you did some laps here to do a track. Oh, got an
yeah, between Woodward and is it Cavatera? Is it?
Cavatera, yes.
Yeah, they were literally bumper to bumper as we went through Ravazza. As we see who's that in front. There's 2 cars side by side.
Yes, Woodward going past Cavatera. Yeah,
there we go. Yeah. So Woodward makes it stick then, and gets it done before we even get into turn 2. As we got the car behind is Bellotti, isn't it? No, is it Bellotti? Oh my God, it's collision.
That's Carner. That's Fabian Carner.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's Fabian Carner. Let's jump back and get a replay of that. Alan Brown in the chat. Good afternoon. Hello Raven and hello to everyone else. Woodward, he is absolutely on a charge. He is making that livery look good. So let's see into the first chicane. The Porsche looks to go round the outside. But up ahead, in fact, there was someone else who was already off track. So I took my eyes off to see what happened to Fabian Carner. Took my eyes off of Fabian Carner to see the other car, but yeah, more cars. That is a lapped Aston Martin, and one of the cars up ahead having a bit of an off-track excursion as well. They're all struggling around Imola. This has been a ropey start for quite a few of the teams, finding themselves in the gravel. Alex Zakdal trying to find himself in the podium hunt with 3/10 to catch up to the Banana Lamborghini.
It's quite crazy, John, isn't it? We've done 23 minutes of a 6-hour race, and we've had so many collisions and drama to fill a whole season, really, isn't it? In this opening exchanges.
Plenty of action. The drivers really looking for those early gains of the car. If they can. They're all in cars, of course. That's what they're making the gains. Robinson and Hawes, they're still going at it as well. Robinson, I think he's ahead. He's side by side. He is ahead. Let's have a look at that overtake. Straight slipstream.
Yeah. Along
the start-finish straight. He's going to get this one done. Gets it done early doors. Not much defence put up there from Hawes. Yeah, he realised he was absolutely done and dusted. The BMW destroying the McLaren in a straight line there. Sails through. Almost loses the position there, as we can see one of the Mercedes getting out of the way. It's James Williams freshly out the pits. Got that damage repaired as Fabian Carner goes through as well. So he'll be looking to catch back up and make some position, but certainly Robinson and Hawes still having themselves a great little battle. Sterlikov has caught back up to Johnny Manurn then. So after dropping off the pace ever so slightly, he is really starting. And Manurn's maybe feeling the pressure there. I'm not sure if that was net. Look at that. Yep, he's lost it on the exit to Ravazza, Sean. And the two Mercedes are going to go side by side into the first chicane.
Yes, indeed. And who's going to come out on top? Oh my God, they were all, like door to door there. But they're both AMGs.
yeah, that's Manurm in the plain black one. Unless you've got no, it's Strelnikov in the plain black car. For some reason his livery hasn't worked. Crazy Fly again, another team whose liveries always work on broadcasts. And for some reason they've just gone. So yeah, I will do a deep dive investigation and we'll see if we can get, because I know, never mind the talent on the track, driving these cars is one thing, decorating them.
Many painstaking hours trying to put their liveries together.
It's incredible. It is incredible. Novak, how we doing? Manuel Novak in the chat, of course, from car 935, one of the Advisor cars. Of course, whereabouts are you? Yep, Yannick Pex out at the moment, your teammate, so it'd be good to see you out on track. And a Prime subscription. Thank you very much from FRL. There was a follow as well. Now, the notifications will have popped up on screen, but for some reason I still don't get fully told what it is. So, whoever it was that did follow in the opening of the broadcast, thank you very much for supporting FRL. Remember, you've got a YouTube channel as well, so go over there, give them a free subscribe on there. You can get all the back catalogue of races, and there is quite the catalogue. So if you enjoy sim racing and you enjoy some phenomenal coverage as well, and I'm only slightly biased because myself and my little Ravenscom team do a fair bit of it. Can't see that. What does that say, sorry? We've just had another follow come up. It's not popping up in the chat. We've got another notification there. Thank you very much. At least the notifications are on screen. So thank you to everyone following and subscribing. I think that might even be a YouTube notification there. Excellent stuff. Let me pop that volume down a bit because we are a bit quiet compared to that once. There we go, but it's still thick and fast. Sorry,
I was just about to say, we do have a train of cars between Karna, Zicada and Cavitera in close proximity of each other, just coming up to turn 2 now, so it's between P18, 19 and 20. It's oh no, I glanced from one straight to the other and I thought there was a contact, but or was it? Hold on.
Yeah, there was a wayward car. Eric Tassinazzo, the Italian job, finding himself off track there. There was also, I think, Pavel Morev in the Aston, the R2G car, really struggling around here. They've been off track quite a few times, and I think.
What's this? They were side by side. It was. Oh God, I'm missing him. It was. Zicada and Bilotti still side by side, and oh my God, it's hard to call who's going to come out on top of this between 3 cars at the moment. I'm trying to decipher who is who at the minute.
Yes, Fabian Karner then. He's holding on that position. He's got the McLaren Cavitera and the Mercedes of Bilotti. Just ahead of them, Ivan Yanis. No, he's a fair bit up the road. Oh, so that's a lapped car they're coming up to. Christoph. Oh no, Sakala, who's just ahead. Sorry, so yeah, so Karner, Bilotti, and Cavitera. Oh, Cavitera, beautiful move on the inside on the way into Ravazza. Let's rewind that and see from Cavitera's point of view. You can see the cars ahead battling away. They go side by side. They bunch themselves up. That's the perfect move for him as the Mercedes gets bogged down. No room for Bilotti to go. And you can see on the exit the McLaren absolutely annihilates him. The Mercedes tries to squeeze him over. The McLaren reminds him that he is in fact there. We can see fully side by side on the way into Ravazza. The McLaren beautifully gets it done on the brakes. Nice move, nice send. And that is a great battle that's still going on between these drivers. And Antonin Mayers as well. He's caught up to the back of Manurm and Strelnikov, who have swapped positions. Let's see if we can catch this one. Oh, here we go. So sorry, this is Strelnikov already in the lead. We're watching that previous overtake. Strelnikov has got himself back ahead of Manurn. So phenomenal battle between these guys and gals, trading positions. Gaz Gasolina, as we saw, was at one point down to 6th position, now back up to 5th, ahead of Tronic and Tanzini. And up at the front, he of little camera time in the opening 17 laps, the GTR Masters, proving to be absolute masters of their own destiny in this one. They've got a 2.7 second lead, which is not too shabby when you think they were only 2/10 ahead of Bellio in qualifying. Bellio was 2 thousandths ahead of Berry, but he's now 2 positions ahead as Alex Akdal has gotten himself up onto the podium ahead of that Lamborghini. So Eclipse Racing making moves as well. Tanzini still trying to make moves on the 2 Porsches ahead. It's Tronic that he's got just ahead of him. Johnny Manurn still pressing Trelnikov, and they're all the while bringing Mayers into play, and this is just inside the top 10. Everything is still all kicking off right outside the top 20 as well. There is battles every place. Anything else that you spotted down the field, or are you like me, eyes glued to the top 10 at the minute, Sean?
Yeah, I'm literally flicking through about 5 battles at the moment, John, so I'm just trying to figure out which one is worth keeping an eye on, yeah, it's I mean, it's a good thing, isn't it, John? You know, we've got 100%. So much action, you know. So, the closest battles that I can see at the moment, I do believe it is Myers on Manu. Yeah. Oh. Yes. Oh, actually, and Alfonsi as well. Is it?
Yeah, Alfonsi does look like he's got Antonin Odo getting close. Alfonsi, certainly we've seen the BMW airborne a few times. Fabian Carner putting pressure on Belotti as well. Some more moves there. Craig Hill also, King of the Hills in the FRL Racing Team Lambo. Oh, he just held on at the back of that Lambo there. That tried to kill him there, and he managed to tame it. He's getting close to Kral, just ahead of him. Robbie Kelly, we're getting updates in the chat. It looked like he was on the receiving end of some egregious contact potentially. We'll have seen some penalties handed out. Siliev, Sakala and Tassinazzo all finding themselves penalised. Robbie Kelly repaired, back out on track. So too James Williams. A couple of laps down on the leaders at the moment, but still got 5 hours 27 minutes to go.
We've got a battle brewing now, though. It's Tronic on Gasolina as we come up to the chicane. So the battle for P5 in Gasolina went a little bit wide on the exit there. I'm not sure if he'll get a warning for that or not, but yeah, very close between each other, about 4/10 of a second, and I can see that closing as we go through Ravazza as well. So if Tronic can get a good exit, which he does, he may get the slipstream from the Porsche in front that is going to pull him up the straight and get him very, very close as we approach turn 2, John.
Indeed they are, yeah, they really are going to get close, and I've said it before, I'm going to say it again, it's always the third driver in the equation that is best positioned in these little parties. They can pick the placement of the car as per their want. As soon as the 2 cars ahead go side by side, the 2 cars ahead have definitely signalled that they're keen to go side by side, and look at Tanzini, I'm sure will be keen to take a position or 2. The Porsche in front there, you can just see the gravel being kicked up ever so slightly. It seems like such a minor thing to do, but when you're this close, it's those minor little mistakes that make massive amounts of difference. As you can see, the Porsche trying to shake off the slipstream with the Porsche bang. Not happening anytime soon as they head into Aqua Minerale. How will German manufactured cars make it through on this lap? The McLaren should be fine. The 2 Porsches ahead though have both made it through as well. I was going to say the way the BMWs and the Mercedes have been going through here, it won't be long before the Porsche starts playing up as well. Into the final chicane though, they are still separated by 0.8 of a second for 5th place. 3 seconds separating, in fact equilibrious gaps in 3 seconds separating the podium at the minute, and through that chicane again the McLaren really going over those curves like it was a Mercedes. And they can see Berry ahead of them as well. In fact, Berry only just making his way into Rovazza as they were coming out of the final chicane, which means that Zagdal showed a good clean pair of heels. Berry definitely dropping off that pace. He's going to be looking over his shoulder sooner rather than later. In fact, let's look over his shoulder and you can see Gasolina's blue Porsche looking in the background, ever so slightly menacing. Then Gasolina has got the Porsche and the McLaren. Definitely menacing, although we've got a very good exit from Rovazza. It stretches that gap back out. We've got more penalties coming in. Car 183. So that's further down the order. Cavatera picking up a penalty. I did wonder if we would see one there. So yeah, a bit of contact there. Oh, look at this in the background there. Tronic wasn't quick enough getting the overtake done on Gasolina, and he now finds himself with a Tanzini-sized headache, as it is Tanzini now closer to the Porsche and the Porsches. To Gasolina ahead down in Aqua Rally once again. That is a lap Ferrari. Okay, so that is Robbie Kelly just ahead of them. Car slightly out of position. No, it's not, because that is a red Ferrari. Not the Ferrari I was expecting to see, but it is nonetheless one of the Ferraris in Viale. No, it's not. The Arrows Factory e-racing team, quite high up in the standings as well, actually. Really down in the running order here at IMOLA. They've been in the pits already, unfortunately. Cavatera has been into the pits as well. Morev's been in twice. Biziani been in as well. Viale looking to catch up to the pack. We've got a long way to go. Fabian Carner for the Advisor team and now finds himself all over the back of Sakala. They started in the pits outside the top 30, already up to 19th position. Cameron Hawes Robinson. I was going to have a look at the livery, but we can't because we've got Hawes Robinson.
That could have got tasty. Yeah, no, I was looking on board with Tronic and Tanzini. Tanzini all over the back of Tronic. That is because one of the back markers got overtaken in the chicane, and it caused all sorts of confusion. So Tanzini was able to close in on Tronic for P6, and he'll be humongous in Tronic's mirrors as we go up the hill and through to Mino Raleigh. So definitely a battle to keep on board for, John, I think.
Yeah, definitely. The battles that, which one do we keep on board with? We'll definitely keep an eye on that one. We're all looking for the overtakes. The Hawes-Robinson equation.
I was also going to say, John, that the battle for P1 is certainly on as well between Horvath and Bellio. Seem to be about half a second adrift of each other.
Yes, indeed, they are. Good spot. That gap has massively closed. That was 3 seconds not long ago. How has Heinrich Horvath lost 3 seconds on a lap?
Yeah, absolutely crazy. I can imagine he must have made a mistake somewhere.
146.4.
That would explain it. That would explain it.
Yeah, he's made a big mistake someplace and he's lost 3 seconds in one lap. Whatever the mistake was, we've missed it. It was over a minute ago in the lap. But here we can see this. It's game on for P1. Bring it on. And Alex Zagdal, no slouch either. He matched Bellio's lap time on the previous lap. So he is more than keeping pace. Berry definitely dropping pace, as we can see there in the background. He too going past the back markers. They're getting out of the way. But that is the blue Porsche Gasolina in the background. You can see getting ever closer as well to the podium. Coming together nicely for our entertainment purposes. I'm sure the drivers really potentially not enjoying this one so much. I thought I heard Horvath. He wasn't getting enough camera time. That's what it was. He wasn't getting enough camera time, and he thought to himself, the GTR Masters, we're leading the way. We're not quite leading the way in the championship. We will be soon. We need a bit of a mention. So that's what he's done. He's brought himself and the team into the floor. Bellio has to push to make back some of the time for that 10-second penalty. He does indeed look in the chart pointing that out as well. Of course, he's got that 10-second penalty from qualifying, so he really does need to make sure he pushes for this first stint, or he is going to find himself behind 5th position, or no, it's going to be close actually, behind 5th position. In fact, if they all keep battling where they're going to battle, it's going to keep Bellio ahead of him when he comes out after the first pit stops, which are fast approaching. Speaking of fast approaching, Cameron Hosford Velocity Esports, showing all the velocity on the way out. They're going to be side by side in the final chicane, but the BMW is going to fend them off then. Wow, so it looked like another Aqua Minerale. I don't want to say mistake, because there's too many cars, too many BMWs and Mercedes that find an Aqua Minerale difficult, so I'm wondering if it is just a car type thing. But again, he caught right up to the Mercedes. Oh, that's it, he almost lost the back of the car on the exit, and that's what brought the McLaren right back into the Mercedes ahead. Watching this battle unfold, wondering who it is that's going to be trying to take his position from him. Will it be Robinson? Will it be Hawes? Stay tuned to find out sooner rather than later, because here comes Robinson into the first chicane through turn number 2. He's got a very good run, really attacking that inside curve, gets himself a good exit as well. So too does Ricardo Barblin. This is yet a course Mercedes though, all but done and dusted. Robinson's shown some phenomenal pace in that BMW, can't quite get side by side into the second chicane. He's eyed up for a potential comeback, and all that's done is brought Hawes into the equation once again. They're going to go side by side in the background. Oh, and he's almost up the inside with the BMW. The McLaren around the outside, almost loses the back of the car, manages to hold on to Ricardo Barblin, hanging on to 12th position for everything he's worth at the minute. But that BMW are really looking to take it. Can he get it done side by side through Aqua Minerale? He's going to think better of this, or is he going to get the opportunity to think better of it? Because Cameron Hawes is lurking in the background. He's going to go side by side with Hawes through Aqua Minerale potentially. No, they're all thinking better of that. Don't want to be going side by side. Oh, and he's clipped the curb. BMW down. BMW goes wide. McLaren's got the run surely at the turn. At number 12, that is going to be job done. No, they're going to be side by side. Yes, they are side by side, and it is job done. Oh no, he's lost it. Oh, the McLaren's completely lost it. An incredible sequence of driving from everyone involved there, but Cameron Hawes not quite able to hold that one shot. Just on board.
Yes,
he all but had that done there, Sean. Beautiful driving until it wasn't.
I mean, certainly very intense. Just watching, to be honest, that was making me sweat. You know, so yeah, very unlucky from him. We'll have it all to do again, but yeah, I've been focusing on quite a lot of the battles, John. There's, I mean, we still got the fight for P5 at the moment. Tanzania has closed in on Tronic in P6, but then Tronic not too far behind Gasolina. And actually, as you was on board on that little battle, Tronic was very close in the previous lap where we're coming up to the chicane now. He looked to stick a nose on the inside and then thought better of it, but then of course that meant that Tanzania was able to close to the back of Tronic as well. So very difficult one to call here, John.
Oh yeah, incredibly difficult. The driver's so evenly matched in pace, and of course slow to stop. Has he? Oh, he's looking for the big cutback there. He really fancied eyeing that one up.
Oh, great switcheroo.
Yeah, on you go, Sean.
Yeah, so Tronic and Gasolina side by side. Gasolina's got a nose up the inside, as you see Tanzania using that slipstream behind Gasolina and looking not only to get past Tronic, but trying to get past Gasolina as well. And it's 3 cars going in to turn 2, and then we got Tronic trying to go around the outside. What a move! But then Gasolina is fighting the inside, and he retakes that P5. As we come up to the Villeneuve complex as well, and Gasolina, he's in front, and I think he will hang on to that P5. Well, he goes wide, and now we'll give the opportunity for Tanzania to sweep around the outside as we go through Tosa, but Gasolina is not giving up without a fight, and he's back into P5. Wow, John, I'm out of breath already.
It's incredible driving between all three. I want to watch a replay, but I want to see what's going to happen next in case we miss it. Yeah, no, they seem to have settled down. Let's have a quick look back at that. Absolutely incredible driving from all three. Little mistakes here and there. Just that 2 wheels on the gravel on the way out with Avatsa is what set this up. The blue Porsche, you had to move right over because you can see the extra speed that the McLaren had. This is an absolutely stunning move by Tronic again. Just watch him right round the outside. He knows he's got the space. He knows he's got the grip. He rotates the car. But Gasolina comes back out. He's got the slightly wider line. And we've got the Porsche. Tronic once again absolutely pressing as Tanzini looks to get it done around the outside, but all decide no, well, let's just get through this single file. Gasolina decides to make it interesting by putting 2 wheels on the gravel once again. The McLaren gets the burst. The fellow Porsche looks to join him, opens the corner up beautifully for the comeback. He sees what's going on ahead, knows where he wants to position that car, doesn't quite have the pace, but definitely had the race IQ to get it done there. Incredible side-by-side action, and this is the battle for 5th position. Wait till the leaders get close together again.
And
but they're at it again. They're at it again, Sean. Into the first chicane.
In fact, it's actually Tanzini that is just behind Gasolina.
Here comes Tronic.
Yeah, Tronic all over the back, actually side by side with Tanzini as we go into the Villeneuve complex, and Tronic makes his stick around, on the inside of the first part of Villeneuve there, and he moves up into P6 with Gasolina just in front, looking to chase him down. Back over to you, John.
Oh, yeah, indeed. But we're going to stay on board with these drivers here, of course, because that is incredibly close, although Robinson he's shaken off the attentions ever so slightly of Cameron Haas. They've now got a 4-second gap there, so just a quick update on that. Neil Woodward closing in still on Fabian Karner, the Advisor team up to 18th position from outside 30th, starting in the pits. Patrick Kral, not in the race anymore. Tazanazzo, we've seen one of the cars being blue flagged. He's got Mark GG just behind him, a lap up on him. That's Craig Hill there as well. He is chasing down Mark GG, so more positional overtakes there. And Bush as well, trying to get his way past Rivera, another car that started in the pits at the start of the race. There he is there, Ignacio Rivera for Enough's Motorsport. They started in the pits. Another car started in the pits up to 23rd position, but there's a Michael Bush for RKS pressing in the Porsche. James Williams back out in the 30th, but let's get back up to the battle up at the front. Oh, and they've got a back marker involved as well. Absolutely phenomenal. Love to see it. This will just make it all the more interesting. And in fact, is that Tronic ahead? No, it's not. No, that's Tronic's teammate.
No.
Yeah, that's another car with the same livery. Yeah, it was a bit.
And did Robinson just make the move on Barbland as well for P12? I believe he did. Yeah. So just coming out of Ravat, just made the move on the inside then, and Barbland slips into P13, but he's still in that slipstream, of course. So, and you're on the replay up, yeah? Yes,
yeah. I threw the replay up, just to see it. It was actually through. Yeah, so here we go. It was Ravat. The Mercedes lost it through the final chicane again. Those curbs really catching the drivers out, and that's Robinson making up a very good position there. Sorry, I was reaching over to put some lights on. I can't find my glasses, and they're not on my head before anyone asks. Body check 3 times.
Very good there, John. Very good, mate.
Yeah, you know it's good when you have to triple check whether they're on your head or not. But yeah, no, we're back up and running. Still can't see the glasses, but I can't really see the screen now. Tanzini, that's Shelnikov. Oh yeah, okay, so that's not for position. That is another one of the Porsche's Petch further down the order, I believe it is. Oh no, because Petch is in a Fabian Karner's team. That's Advisor. Yeah, so much fun keeping track of all the teams and the drivers. Barblin, though, he is keeping track of Robinson if he can. Cameron Haas is going to have to show some pace to catch up after that spin. He successfully makes it through the chicane that sent him sideways a few laps ago. Baruko for the LMC team, he is closing ground on Bush as well. And we've also got Yevgeny Siliev, that is the Ferrari I spotted earlier. Is that an LFM livery? No, but it is very similar Vasiliev, yeah, out in 26th position at the minute, showing some good pace though. 1 minute 43s he's been lapping in, which is certainly commensurate with some of the top 15 drivers. So likely to see him make up a few positions as well. Robbie Kelly, unfortunately, no longer in the race. A lot of damage suffered there, Viale, and we've got Cameron Hawes in the pits.
And also, John, I was just about to say to you that Barblan, I didn't see it, but Barblan is back into P12 with Luke Robinson in P13.
Oh yeah, so they've changed positions again.
Yep.
Yeah, so let's have a look at this one then. N2 is at Ravazza. Oh yeah, he's missed his brakes in Ravazza. So he gained it in Ravazza and he lost it in Ravazza. So yeah, just a bit late on the brakes there. 4 wheels on the gravel and 1 extra number on your position. Ricardo Barblan in the Mercedes back up to 12th, great spot there. Alfonsi still lapping in 11th then, so he's been let off the hook ever so slightly, lost some pace after a couple of incidents in the BMW. Certainly Barblan and Robinson were catching up. That's going to put paid to that for the next couple of laps at least, till they get the tyres bite right in the back in the right pressure is where I was going with that one. Henrik Horvath has definitely got things going, so whatever it was that ailed him, he certainly seems to have fixed it, although he was 2 tenths slower than Bellio on that last lap, and in fact matched in pace by Alex Zakdal. And he's coming up to an FRL Ferrari, which he's already got past. Here's Mark GG just ahead of him. It's a whole lot of German manufacturers in Aqua Minerale. I'm getting ever so slightly nervous, I'm not going to lie. Horvath does make it through. 1.4 seconds is the gap he's got to Bellio, and Bellio not able at the moment to increase the gap to Zakdal. Still sitting at 3 seconds. He's got 8 seconds separating himself from Berry. Gasolina 9 seconds back. So after the 10-second penalty, he should get back out behind Berry and ahead of Gasolina as it stands. But we will see how that goes. That was Velocity that were in the pits. Now obviously with it being a 6-hour race and 65-minute stint time, as I did say, if you can run it as close to the 65 minutes, then you're saving 5 minutes in the last hour, and that could certainly be something that Velocity could be looking to do. Chica in the chat, how is James Williams doing? Unfortunately, he's driving a car made in Germany. And cars made in Germany really seem to be struggling through Aqua Minerale, and we did see James, unfortunately, the back end of the car tried to say hello to the front of the car, and the front of the car made contact to the wall just on the left here. Huge damage, unfortunately. He came in, of course, though, got it repaired. At the minute, a couple of laps down on the leader, but still 5 hours of racing to go. And of course, he'll be on a slightly different strategy now, because it is a 65-minute stint time, and he came in 15 minutes in after 8 laps. So he's only done 34 minutes on track at the minute, with the rest of the field have done, of course, 52. So they all need to come in the next 13 minutes. James can stay out for another 30. So yeah, his finishing position is nowhere near decided, obviously with a long race to go, but certainly as well he is out of position, and his strategy should bring him back up. The pit stops will bring him back up a few positions, I would think. And Bellio looks like he wants up a position as well, so whether Horvath is driving quickly or not, Bellio is driving that bit quicker, half a second quicker on that last lap. In fact, Alex Zakdal quicker than them both. Alec almost a second quicker than race leading Horvath, and Bellio, Sean, has just taken the fastest lap of the race. He is on a charge.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yeah, clearly we don't know what the setups are and stuff, but it looks like the setup is really working for Bellio in that AMG now, and yeah, this is going to get very, very tasty, of course, John.
It really is. And speaking of tasty, did anyone say a Gasolinatronic Tanzini plus Strelnikov battle? well then you may well be in luck, because here comes Dennis Stelnikov, the crazy fly racing Mercedes. He's done and dusted with Johnny Manon, who's now in 9th place and got a 5-second penalty, so he's caught right back up to the battle that we've already been absolutely glued to for the opening exchanges, and it's going to make it all the more interesting. These 4 drivers, safe to say, very quick, also safe to say the odd mistake can creep in here and there, and again the German manufacturers through Aquaman Rally, nerve shredding stuff at the moment for the drivers. What's happened to Bellew? He's suddenly lost this 1.3 seconds to the leader. He was making time there, a 1:44.0 on that last lap, 8 tenths down, so maybe not quite navigating his way through the blue flags as quickly as Horvath, and that has been hugely detrimental. All 4 cars thrown over the curbs there. The Mercedes in the background just hanging on. Tanzini, the McLaren as well. Sorry, you go, Sean.
Well, I was just about to say, it looked like Bellew lost most of his time in sector 3 by the looks of it. Lost about half a second to Horvath on pole position. So perhaps you was right. Maybe it was something to do with the lap in the back marker or the traffic, and a little bit costly. Yeah,
a little bit costly to say the least. Mark GG into the pits for the FRL Dutch team. We're about to see the teams start to come in. Oh, in fact, they're saying that, still 9 minutes of the stint. Sorry, we're likely to be another 4 minutes at least. And then we will see an avalanche into the pits. I do reckon the teams are going to be mostly looking for hour-long stints. Robinson and Bardlin. Robinson looking to be the star of the show here in opening exchanges. The FRL BMW has been involved in several battles. Oh, and we are going to be denied this one because he's come into the pits. So another team, that's fine. It means we can concentrate once again on Strelnikov and the gang. Let's call it like it is. We can concentrate on Gasolina, Tronic and Tanzini and the gang. Strelnikov looking to get his way involved in this. Gasolina through Aquaman Rally. He's still got a Porsche and a McLaren in his rear view mirror, and it is in that order at the moment. That of course has changed several times. Sorry, take over from me, Sean. I just need to mute my mic a second.
Yes, of course. So, where are we on board to? Well, we're on board with Gasolina at the moment. So, currently in control of this little train at the moment, but Tronic is roughly about half a second behind, with Tanzini just behind in P7, with Strenikov in P8 as well, who's just drifted a little bit further behind. So it's definitely race on for the 3 cars battling for P5 at the moment, but at the moment it's looking like it's actually it's insane there. Tronic getting very close to the back of Gasolina, very lucky not to run into the back of him. That does mean that Gasolina is able to pull away slightly, and that gap has extended to roughly about 8 tenths of a second. And then we've also got Tanzini very close to the back of Tronic, and trying to apply that pressure as we just went through Tosa. So just going up the hill, and so far so good from the drivers. Is that you back, John?
It is indeed. Sorry, yes. There's one of my neighbours is getting a lot of work done in their garden, and they've got a crane attached to the back of an HGV shifting things around.
Oh God. You scream out of the window, shut up!
I know, I'm not 100% sure just how good the noise cancelling on this microphone is compared to those type of decibels. So, just thought I'd mute that one quickly while the beeping and the grunting's going on from the double-sized diesel engine. Barblin, no diesel engines out on track here. Sakala into the pits. I just saw someone else come into the pits as well. John Beaton, in fact, on his way out, he's taken over for the FRL Dutch BMW. With a stop-go 30-second penalty.
Wow. Okay.
Let me just get confirmation on what's happened there. No, it's not even. Right, I'll need to find out. Right, we'll need to wait till he comes back out of the pit, sorry. And once he does, I'll find out exactly whether that was stewards or in-game that's gave him that stop go 32nd. Lewis Robinson's come back out to do a second stint. Sakala is in the pits. Craig Hill in the pits. Gasolina, as we saw, in the pits, still very much stationary. The battle that he left is still raging on between Tanzini and Tronic. Stelnikov still lurking in the background. Horvath still in the lead. Oh, and that's an Advisor car facing the wrong way. That is an Advisor car facing the wrong way, and it is indeed Fabian Karner. What a great race they've had so far. German manufacturer in Aquaman Rally. Ladies and gentlemen, I did say it might not be long before the Porsche started playing up through here. Oh, look at the extra rotation from no place. Karner.
Oh, wow.
Holds his brakes beautifully because he knows he's in an absolute nightmare position for the rest of the field.
It's not like he even hit the curb, was it? And that unstable the car, it just completely, went on its own.
Yes, exactly. That's why I've struggled. There's been a couple of times I've tried to say, will we see any more mistakes? But it's not mistakes. They're just the cars, and it is German manufacturers. That's the Mercedes, the BMW, and a Porsche. We've seen all through that corner complex multiple Mercedes and BMWs. We saw one of the BMWs, all four wheels in the air. Bellio comes into the pits from second place. Strelnikov comes in from 7th.
I was going to say, John, please don't try and curse the race leaders who do happen to be in German cars. So
I know, that would be the absolute worst. Let's definitely not do that. Stelnikov just pulling into his box. Alfonsi just being lapped. Bellio is still stationary. Tanzini is still looking for an overtake there as well. So the pit stops will now start coming thick and fast. As I say, 3 minutes left of the stint timer for the vast majority of the field. A few of the drivers down at the back of the pack with the early pit stops will find themselves. Pit wall life's frozen for me. Excellent. We'll find themselves out a little bit longer, so they'll make back positions. That is the fun of a relay race. It's almost like the bend on an athletics track. When you're doing the longer distance, you see the drivers, as soon as the drivers get a little bit out with kilter with their stints. One, as I say, with Williams, 15 minutes into the race took a stint, so he's only 40 minutes into this stint, so he's still got plenty of time before he needs to come in. But the race leader has come in, and that's put Alec Zakdal of Eclipse Racing into the lead. Berry goes past as well. So Horvath, Yanis has come into the pit, so too Fabian Karner. Tanzini has come into the pits as well, and Bellio. Where is Bellio? There's Konstantin Volkov out for. There we go. It's Sasha Miatini. Okay. That's out for Bellio. So out in second place, or came in the pits from second place. So let's see how close they can get to Horvath, who is on his way out. Oh, Miatini off the track. Oh, that is not the type of outlaps that you wanted there. Absolutely not. Henrik Horvath out of the pits comfortably. Back out in the lead, considering the gap. That is a much bigger gap than before he came in. So, of course, the penalty. Goodness me, I do get myself overexcited every now and again. But yeah, so of course, Bellio and Miatini had themselves that penalty to serve from the quali incident. So that is what's seen that gap. I did predict he would come back out potentially around about Gasolini, maybe just ahead. Adam Berry should get back out in front. Alex Zakdal coming into the pits with 1 minute 10 left to go.
Yeah, top three in the pits now. Yeah.
As well. Johnny Manurm's come in as well. Yeah, they've got a minute left, so there really are 50 seconds left, so there is about to be an absolute flood. Manuel Novak, who was in the chat and with the subscription, taking over for the Advisor car. There he is out. Jan Barth out on track as well. Two Advisor legends getting the job done. Rivera up to 14th position after starting in the pits. Comes into the pits from 14th, obviously going to lose a lot of positions there. Baliga out for Baldarno. No, how do you pronounce that name again?
It is...
I will spot it. Much further down. But yeah, that is the Mercedes that was battling. Where is it going?
Yeah, I know, that's what I was trying to find.
Barblin. Ricardo Barblin, of course. There we go. Right, Jan Itor is out in the Banana Lamborghini. Sergio Osorio. Alex Zakdal and the team taking the lead. Not quite. Henrik Horvath is still in the lead, but Osorio is very close. The Banana Lamborghini then up to 3rd place as we thought. Miatini is back out the pits with the penalty served. 4th position. Mayers is exiting the pits. We'll see where he is in. Yannick Plus for MSR Esports making his way out of the pits. 9th position he's in, so we'll let the cars get through the first time in Delta, and that will confirm their positions. But Beluga out ahead of Alan Brown. Lewis Robinson handing the wheel over. In fact, have they been at the pits again? I thought Robinson came out for a second stint. No, he didn't. My apologies, misread that one.
So Horvath might be a team or possibly a solo runner then?
No. Over a 6-hour race, you're likely to see maybe one teammate do the first 3 hours and then another one do the next 3. Certainly, yeah. But no, Horvath in the car today, he has Thomas Lanier.
Right, okay.
Very quick. As you would expect.
Yeah, I had some idea.
Exactly, yeah. Lucas Keel's out for the MSR Youngsters. Looking to get a move early doors in his stint on Manuel Novak in the Advisor car. We've got an O from Sean.
Yeah, between P9, 10 and 11, nearly are coming together, actually, between Palouse and Tironi, and actually, I think Graf, no, was it Graf? Sorry, Tironi actually slips up the inside of Graf. Graf is into P11, but Palouse is at the front of that train, of course.
He is indeed, yeah. Tironi taking over for Alfonsi in the BMW, back in the pits in 10th position. That is Graf in the background, hunting them down at the moment. Another car that served a penalty in their opening pit stop from the opening stint. Oh, Anthony Myers. He is looking quick. He is all over the back of Savini. This is Corsa car. Oh, really struggling through that second chicane. The Lamborghini shows the inside, goes for the outside. He's braking a bit later. He's opened the corner up. Is he going to get the cut back? If he can get enough momentum, he'll certainly get this done. And Antonin Myers could be joined by Yannick Plus as well. He could be looking at an overtake through Aqua Minerale, or certainly on the exit. He's not close enough to get one done at this point in the track, but as he heads down the hill, there is Plus in the background getting those tyres warmed up nicely for through that final chicane. If you can see how close he gets through Aqua Minerale. Very good exit by the car in the background, and by Mayor Savini finding himself under all kinds of pressure on his outlap. Graf putting the pressure on Tironi in the background as well. Oh, and he's run wide.
He gets a much better exit, yeah. Yeah, Myers up the inside of Savini then. Savini going very wide, didn't get the traction out of the corner, of course. And quite easily sweeps through with... Was that a car behind him? Oh, no, it wasn't. Right, okay. But yeah, so Savini up into P7, Myers down into P8. I kind of feel though, John, that Myers is not done here. He'll be very angry that he made. Savini will be very angry that he made that mistake. So expect these two to be fighting on and on in these next couple of laps.
Yeah, I would say so. Especially with the drivers are still eagerly firing the cars at the curbs. We've seen how detrimental it can be, but for that 10th, and that is blue flag as he follows his way through. And in fact, Yannick Plus, oh no, he was dropped a bit of time there. Oh no, that's a blue flag. That's another mission spin now car. So that's the mission spin now. Ferrari as well, Yannick Plus in the Mercedes. Of course, so that is another car with blue flag. Still, as you were, Henrik Horvath actually did say the gap was closer than before he came into the pits. I don't think it is. Osorio 9 seconds down at the moment, and solid lap times being thrown in by Henrik there. Only 4/10 of his personal fastest lap, which is not far off the fastest lap of the race. And yeah, Osorio not quite as quick. Drive through for track limits. Oh no, Savini. That is not what you need, Sean. I did say earlier on, these little 5-second and 10-second penalties, they can certainly add up when you're trying to save time to make that last stint as short as possible. But Simone Savini for the Sogetti Corsa, an hour and 10 minutes in, and they've picked up a drive through for track limits. That is a whole lot of extra work that you potentially don't really want in a race this long.
Yeah, no, costly set of errors really, isn't it, to have the drive-through penalty that I think that cost him roughly about 20 odd seconds there. So I don't think he's going to sink any further down than P11. But still, when he was in that fight for P7 and 8, a lot of hard work down the drain, and he's got to try and fight his way back up the grid again.
Indeed, yeah, and it's such an easy track to do this as well. I mean, we've seen the drivers so far, we're talking about them really abusing those curbs and getting on the curbs. They really are testing the track limits as they're going over the curbs, not only with the limits of what the car can do, but clearly the limits of what is actually allowed. And Tirone, he's certainly settling his ship. We'll talk about track limits again in a moment. Sedevi trying to catch up on Brown, but Tirone certainly catching up on Plus again. So he's taken over from Alfonsi. Potentially got a bit of damage repair because the car certainly shown a bit of an improvement in pace, and Plus going to be coming under pressure pretty soon if the lap times continue this way. Tirone in the back, and I'm sure he'll be grateful for the penalty. But yeah, absolutely spot on, Sean. Savini back at the pits, only down to 11, so not as detrimental as I thought it might be, but certainly it's an extra stint we're going to have to spend catching up to that field ahead. And Alan Brown, once again, we've seen this in the opening stint, we do love to see this, but the Sogetti Corsa Mercedes coming under all kinds of pressure in 12th place from Alan Brown, the FRL BMW. Of course, Robinson was fighting with Barbolano in the opening stint. And the teammates are absolutely going at it again for 12th position this time once again. Tirone ahead, still hunting down Plus into Ravazzi. We saw these two cars change positions twice over the previous stint. He's likely to again. And I'll say this as well, Sean, it's actually working out in the driver's favours a bit. I've just looked over at the chart and seen what Luke typed. I was just about to say that. The track temperature is coming down to 45 degrees. So only able to fry eggs on the tarmac, not quite cook a pizza at the moment, which I'm sure the drivers will be grateful for, Sean.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, obviously, still very piping hot for the drivers, and still them tyres are going to be cooking. But yeah, it certainly favours the drivers, and perhaps we'll be able to push the cars a little bit further. But yeah, still extremely hot, of course.
Yeah, it really is. Whoa, and it's just as hot in the action. Oh, there we go. That is the move done, and that is a Lambo in the background. That is FRL, slightly out of position, but yeah, that is the overtake done for Brown. Showed a good bit of patience there. Baliga just not quite getting on the brakes well enough. I think it was through the second chicane. Oh no, so he's okay through there actually. Brown, oh, he just had a big look up the inside. The Mercedes tried to leave room, lost the back of the car ever so slightly, and that has put Brown firmly ahead. That's given him a good gap in the FRL Lambo, looking to unlap itself in the background. Hopefully that sound still, my game sound has just dropped and it says it's still coming through on the stream. Perfect. Etor within 1.4 seconds then of Osorio, and any talk about Henrik Horvath losing the gap to the field behind? Yeah, no. Talking complete nonsense. Once again, he's now 15 seconds ahead of Osorio, whose lap times have really suffered, and that's Jan Etor in the background in the banana Lamborghini. So now that the drivers have got their tyres warmed back up, Velocity Esports, at least the temp is coming down with the caps lock for Velocity there. Indeed, who is it Velocity have got out? Second, is Cameron Hawes back out?
No.
Oh no, it's Sidivi, of course. I knew it was Sidivi because he was racing in a race I commentated on the other night, and he won his split in race number 2. It was Fat Artie. Yes, it was. It was in the RTO league because his teammates are in the pros. He's in the silvers. He won race 2, so yeah, there we go. So Sidivi, yes, out of track for Velocity. Aha, it's all falling into place now. Savini. But yeah, welcome into the chat, Velocity. I hope... Oh, who's typing, sorry? Oh, Cameron Hawes is typing, of course. The start of the question was, is Cameron Hawes in the car? No, I hope not, because I'm typing. Cameron, given the talent that some of you drivers have got, I would not be surprised in the slightest if you were casually laughing in the low minute 41s while typing in the chat as well. Oh, some ads popped up.
Oh, and John, we've got a bit of a fight between Osorio and Etor for the battle for P2. Etor got very, very close to the back of Osorio, had to back out as we now approach the chicane, or the chicane. I normally mention it as the chicane of death because of the two very big curves, of course. But at the moment Osorio still manages to keep his car in front of Etor, but it's definitely hotting up though, of course, John.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. As the track cools, the battles increase. In fact, it's cooled again, 44 degrees, so the track temperature absolutely tumbling. We might even see a cloud in the sky. Without it. We've got Messina Maurizio in the chat as well. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whichever part of the world is you happen to be in. Are you racing? Yeah, Cameron is in the RTO League. We have 7 drivers in there for the season. Okay, yes. Okay, so I did the broadcast for that on YouTube. Some good action. The two McLarens and the BMW driver. It was Andre Dixon-Chen. I'll come to me. We've got to mention in the chat Jan Barth. He's mentioning Jan is pushing. I know Horvath out front, punishing the rest of the field. Yes, he really is. Look, he absolutely is putting a hurting on them at the minute. And Jan Barth putting a bit of a hurting on Derek Groff at the minute. Jan, one of the cleanest drivers you're likely to find. Derek as well, both absolutely committed to the clean driving. Seems like a good enough time if we get FRL, get Advisor in as well. gratuitous livery and free car time. That was the car, good, stunning.
John, I've got to take your attention to the top three then, P2 and 3. We have also got Miatini just behind in P4 as well, looking to sweep up any pieces that may happen in front of him. But Itor got very close to the back of Osorio for the chicane as we go down the hill for Ravazza. And if Itor can get a good exit, which he does, he may be able to use that slipstream in front to perhaps draw alongside Osorio by the time we get to turn 2. And no, not quite yet. So we'll have to remain behind Osorio, but he is literally all over the bumper of P2 now as we approach the Villeneuve complex now.
Yeah, they are unbelievably close once again. Of course, Martini in the fastest car on the track with the purple lap and served that penalty. Oh, he's had a big look up the inside through toes. They're going to go side by side, and I think the Mercedes... No, I think wrong. The Lamborghini has got the run on the outside. Are they going to go side by side down through Aqua Minerale? We've seen that end so well for the German manufacturers. There's only 3 of them involved in this battle. What could possibly... Oh, the Mercedes... Again, that's where James Williams lost the back of the car. The back of the Mercedes just let him go on the way down, and that is... Oh, it's so close with the cars ahead again. Sergio Osorio, not convincing exit from Aqua Minerale. That's a drive-through. Siliev picks up a drive-through for track limits, another drive-through for track limit penalties. We're only an hour and 20 minutes into the race. Usually you see it in the last hour, but they are stacking up at the minute, and stacking up is the drivers to take Osorio's place in the second. Oh, he's gone for the cutback on the way to the Ravazza.
Oh, he got onto the grass and then locked up the brakes, goes wide into the kitty litter of the exit, and also Miatini, of course. Miatini goes up the inside of Osorio, really taking advantage of that almost coming together, and sweeps up 2 positions up into P2. Yeah, just
Absolutely
getting on the brakes as well. Yeah, I thought he might have got a little bit too deep on the brakes, but no, just about gets away with it, and Miatini will be up into P2 then.
Indeed he will. That is... Martini is still in P3.
Sorry.
He's up to P3, sorry. Yeah, he's up to P3. Yeah, Sorio still managed to fend them off at the minute, and Jan Itor is still lurking in the background. Siliev comes in to serve that penalty. Drive-through is not good at all. Jesse Monroe's out for the Scuderia Ferrari team. Andreas Beer out as well. David Monzu out on track. John Beaton, as we saw. Mario Vargas Salinas for the Enough Motorsports car, of course, started in the pits up to 22nd position at the expense of Siliev and that penalty. Maxim Oberon out for the MSR Esports team. Finds himself just behind Derek Brough, who did get the move done on Jan Barth, ahead of Derek Brough, so that overtake happened while we were watching the rest of the action up at the front of the field. Gasolina in 5th position still, so great race by the solo driver, but it's still an absolute nose-to-tail battle up at the front. How long can Sergio Osorio fend off the advances of the drivers fighting for podium positions? Horvath is absolutely putting a hurting on the rest of the field at the minute. He is flying in this stint, over a second quicker than the battling cars. Look how much pace that Mercedes got, almost unsettled the car, tapping the brakes in the slipstream. That is how detrimental the slipstream can be to your braking. It's all fine and well going in the straight line being in the slipstream, but when you have to press on the brakes, there's no aerodynamic help from the car, or very limited amounts of aerodynamic help from the car, so it's all down to the tyres. And a 15-second penalty for car 518 coming in as well. That is for Andreas Beer, who's just come out, so causing a collision there. 15 seconds will be served in the pit box. Osorio Where is he going to be coming back in? What position is he going to be in when he comes into the pits to change over stints? This is so close between these three. Tirone still all over the back of Plus as well, who's up into 8th place, hunting down Myers. Myers still chasing down Volkov. Gasolina with that comfortable 5th position, but here comes on over for the race clear, penalty clear, pending race control having another look at it. So we'll see if that gets reinstituted. Of course, the drivers can appeal any penalties that come in. The stewards will look at it again and see if there needs to be a change of outcome. As you can see, sorry, there's going to be a change of outcome down here. Scared to look away from this battle. Sidivi is hunting down Beluga as well. That's for 13th position. Beluga, sorry. 15-second penalty for Sidivi, unfortunately.
Oh, and also as well, John, big battle for P8 at the moment between Palouse and Tirone. They were literally side by side as we was going into rFactor there. So we're just coming out of the exit. Tirone all over the back of Palouse in P8. He's definitely not done yet, so we're just coming down the back straight now as we approach turn 2. Tirone firmly in the slipstream of Palouse. Palouse takes the outside line, the racing line, to cut back in. I don't think Tirone was going to go for it there, but applying all sorts of pressure, of course, in it. Yeah, I had to sort of talk about them too, because it looked like there was going to be some sort of overtake, or, you know, maybe something a lot more sinister, which obviously I'm not going to talk about because I don't want to curse him.
Yeah, no, definitely don't want to be cursing the commentator. But yeah, no, good spot. We'll keep an eye on that battle. And through Aquaman Rally, the Mercedes is found wanting in the middle of the pack there, and Jan Itor could get a good run towards the finals again. Nope, not quite. So Itor not quite getting the run there, but Mattini again really using those curves. Oh, Osorio on the head, really using those curves as well. Baruco with that 5-second penalty, Sidivi with a 15-second penalty. There's another one being investigated. So we'll see if there is any change on that, but we are firmly close there, getting on the exit to the bad side. How is he not getting this done? How do we contest the penalty? It's all in Discord, Cameron. Yeah, there'll be a Discord channel within the FRL group. I'm sure one of the admins can point it out. Oh, as Miatini tries to point his way to spot number 2 on the podium. Oh, he really is signalling he wants that job done, and if he doesn't get it done, Itor is going to take that position as well. As we can see, Itor now all over Miatini's rear spoiler. I keep saying it, it's the third driver that's often the best position. If the driver ahead of him can't get the overtake done, then it leaves them open to the attacks. We can see again the Lamborghini looking to pull that car back round. On, of course, there we go, live stewarding incident and outcome sheet. James, the greatest spreadsheet compiler on the planet. All the incidents, yeah, are all listed there. So you can see exactly what everything is for. And oh, Miatini, I have absolutely no idea which camera to put this on so we can see the best bit of battle. And unfortunately the Mercedes doesn't have the best position to wing mirror for broadcast purposes. But let's get on board with the McLaren of Itor. I need a very quick pit stop, Sean. So can I leave you on board with 4th, and I'll be back in under 2 minutes, buddy?
Yeah, no problem, mate, no problem.
Perfect.
Okay. So yes, we're on board with Itor now. Itor is all over the back of Miatini. Of course, I can't switch the cameras, but because we do actually have a car in 5th, that is Gasolina, that is entering the foray now, and because of all that battling, oh god, Miatini even going for a move on Osorio. Osorio does defend from Miatini in turn 2 and 3, but it looks like that Mirtini got a good exit, and he stuck a nose on the inside. Osario, that's great defending, but Mirtini on the switcheroo, and sticks a nose on the outside. That is not the optimal line, of course, but does make it work, and Mirtini up into P2, Osario down into P3 with Ito and Gasolina even side by side, and actually Gasolina actually goes down the inside to move up into P4, and that will mean that he is all over the back of Osario. He is smelling blood right now. So what can Gasolina do from this position? Well, he is he's not going to make the move on him through the chicane, but Ito, of course, just on the back of Gasolina as well. So Ito is definitely not done here, and there is literally like a second between P2 and P5 right now, as we just come down to Ravazza and out of the exit to finish lap 51 and onto lap 52.
Incredible stuff there. Yep, couldn't fill my glass of water quick enough there. I had to get back and see this. Absolutely incredible stuff there. And Gasolina, the solo driver. I keep saying it's the third driver in the equation. Well, it's actually driver number 4 in the equation that was appeared as Gasolina gets himself an absolute worldie of an overtake. He's looking to make another one, in fact, as we jump on board with his helmet. Can't look and see. Oh no, the Lamborghini looking for room on the outside. Oh, and that is a contact.
Oh. Yeah. Oh dear, oh dear.
The Lamborghini's nearly lost it as well. The Lamborghini's nearly lost it as well.
That was a little bit messy, John.
Yeah, a little bit clumsy there. Pedro in the chat saying hello to Luke. Luke saying hi to Pedro before we even realised Pedro was in the chat. Oh, unless that was a follow. Again, the notification, sorry, it doesn't pop up in chat, but they are popping up on screen. So thank you to anyone that is following. We'll get the actual full feed of that working correctly. But yeah, Pedro, welcome in. Messina Maurizio, Miatini is a great driver. Agreed, 100%. Yep, no questions asked here. I will in no way, shape or form refute that statement.
John, can I go for a quick pit stop myself?
Yes, of course you can. Yes, feel free. Come back at 4 o'clock.
Okay, brilliant.
Yeah, take yourself 20 minutes, mate. We'll see you back at 4 when we switch over to Luke, bud.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much,
nice
John.
One. Yeah. No problem at all. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Sean Madden, he is going to be here for the whole broadcast. I will not. Luke Taylor will be taking over in about 20 minutes' time. He'll be taking over the broadcast, so we'll get Sean back then. So you get 20 minutes of just me. I can only apologise. But we do have Henrik Horvath unapologetically pounding the rest of the field at the minute. Not quite putting the fastest lap of the race, but certainly very close and very consistent. To a lot more laps in the 1 minute 42s than any other time band. It's certainly not going in the 143s too often. Miatini is going slightly quicker lap on lap, despite being caught in that battle, so it could certainly be interesting. They've got at least 37 minutes before they have to start coming back into the pits. In fact, let me confirm that. 28, no sorry, they've got 20... 37 minutes. I was right first time. I should never have second guessed myself. They've got 37 minutes left. Francis Dini getting the overtake done. Let's have a look at that one. Oh, and again, German manufacturer, Aqua Minerale. The back of the car just so steady. The Mercedes really not enjoying that entrance there today. Oh, and he's got himself all kinds of out of kilter as he went through Aqua Minerale there. Almost a ropey rejoin. The both cars do somehow survive though. Yep, they both made their way through, but that is a position up then for Sidibe on Beluga. Let's get back up to the front. Gasolina on the podium with Jan Itor behind them, still looking to retake that podium position if he can. Let's see what the lap times are like as Horvath already well on to his next lap. His previous lap there, 142.8. Miatini with a 43.7. So that lap with the overtake did cost him a bit of time. Gasolina coming under all kinds of pressure. Jan Etor did not see that coming, and he has really closed in. Has he managed to hold the car though? It looked like he might have been a bit wild on the way into the first chicane, because on the way out of it, it is side by side the Porsche of Etor. The Porsche Gasolina. And that is Jan Etor firmly back on the podium. Let's have a look back and see. So I think it was the Ravazza exit then Gasolina was struggling with. 20 minutes of just you isn't a bad thing. That battle for second has really allowed Horvath to disappear halfway around the track. It really is janitor. I know, I was thinking that, but I didn't want to fall for it. So I'm not sure, but yeah. Plus I don't want to offend anybody just in case. But yeah, so I would have had but it is a very good name. Definitely deserves some prop. Gasolina, as we can see, so it was out with Ravazza, didn't quite have the pace. The Lamborghini on the brakes, getting it done really on the edge. I mean, that is so brave on those sausage curves. Really, really taking those track limits to the edge. Oh, and he's got it in front there. As you can see, a lot of rubber laid down on the track through that section there. The temperature tumbling, in fact, it's down 5 degrees. 43 we're down to now. Let's check on Antonin Myers up at the front. 7th place. Gasolina still in 4th. He's got a 15-second penalty though. He's going to have to serve in the pits. Vargas Salinas in 22nd, looking to get a move done on Baruco, and in fact looking very close indeed on the exit to Aqua Minerale. In fact, the McLaren finds himself bogged down, and Salinas for Enough Motorsports, again a team that started in the pits, up to 21st position. So good overtake there, and that will be strengthened by Baruco's 5-second penalty. We've got Craig Hill just got an overtake done there as well by the look of it. The Lambo, in fact, he's already got it done there. Sorry, Yevgeny Siliev dropping by the wayside a bit there. Track looks super tricky for German-produced cars from Minerale to Ravazza. It really does. It really does. The Mercedes, yeah, this corner here particularly. Again, look, the Mercedes just on the turn in there, on the run down to Minerale, has been super ropey, and the BMWs through this section here really have struggled. So we're seeing positions dropping. Viale into the pits as well. 31 cars still running. Ian Thompson for FRL, 29th with Jesse Monroe's just ahead. Lombardi's out for the Italian job blue car. Much more used to being right at the front end of the grid, that is for sure. Oh. And that is, yeah, close between those two. That is a blue. Oh, that was lag. That was just the graphical glitch there, don't worry, no one actually went shooting off into the barrier, that's fine. Saw that in the background there. Does look like the janitor's cleaned himself up another position. Sorry, I couldn't help it. He's got himself ahead of Gasolina then. In fact, he's already got it done there, so it was before. It was before Ravazza, and he's actually back on the defend again. He's on the inside line once again, so similar position to the last lap. The Lamborghini once again get it done on the brakes. Potentially the blue flags playing a bit of a part in that one. Oh yep, they got slowed up a bit there, almost a bit of contact. Action not letting up, really working you hard, John. Yep, keeping you on my toes. That is why we love the races that we get here. Oh yep, we're going side by side again. Let's ignore that. Oh, side by side into Aqua Minerale. Why not? I can think of a few reasons. But the Lamborghini does come out in front. The Porsche now finds himself back in 4th position. But they're going to go side by side again into the final chicane. Why not? We're going to hit some curves. We've got some blue flags in the background. Oh, and they're both crawling over there. Gasolina really compromised his line on the way through there, but on the exit it is the Lambo that gets the job done. Gasolina still firmly in the hunt for this one. Miatini still chasing down Horvath, but Horvath with a 43.0 on that last lap, half a second faster than Miatini. So for all the pace that Miatini showed against these two, he's really going to struggle to catch up to Horvath before the end of the stint by the look of it. We've also got this battle going on still between Tirone and Plus. That is Plus ahead in 2 blue flags, so there's Plus off in the distance. That's 2 blue flags. We can see Tirone making his way past, and in fact no, it's not, that's Osorio. That is Osorio. So he's gone from second. Things have gone from way bad to worse for Osorio since that off-track excursion. It's now Yannick Plus and Tirone getting themselves in. Oh, Mercedes through Aqua Rally. Does not go well for him at all. And that is positions lost. Florian Graf in the background will be eyeing this one up as well. Tirone definitely getting very close to it, and he does get the overtake done here through Ravazza as well. So Osorio from second place down to 9th. Oh, absolutely outgunned there. The blue flag as well, making it a bit trickier, but that BMW of Tirone absolutely flying through, beautifully getting that job done. But yeah, good position there. And will the battle continue? No, Tirone, clean pair of heels, so Osorio dropping pace right over the field. Baruco back into the pits for the LMC racing team. And I think Williams might be due back into the pits pretty soon. Alan Brown 42 minutes, Sidivi 49 minutes. Baruco did 1 hour and 3, so he was pushing that stint. Oh no, so Williams only stayed out for 24 laps, 42 minutes. Yeah, of course, it's Ian Thompson that's now out on track for him. Where is he in? There he is, up to 29th position for the FRL car. So good recovery drive so far. They'll be looking to continue that. Miatini will be trying to continue the quick, consistent laps, but he is, again, half a second down on Horvath on that lap. The GTR Masters really have mastered this Imola car and getting this Imola track and getting the BMW around here. Most of the other BMWs have really struggled at one point or another. In fact, all the BMWs have struggled at one point or another. Horvath, despite one slow lap, or has had one slow lap, sorry, and he is absolutely on fire. We'll see just how far ahead of Miatini. In fact, yeah, he is massively up on Miatini, so that gap, I would say, well over 30 seconds at the moment. Yeah, that's about a 45-second gap he's got. That is incredible pace to be shown, and as long as he got left to show that pace. Craig Hill with that extra long pit stop. Miatini, of course, with the penalty as well. But Horvath, he's been out for 38 minutes. So he's still got a good solid 20 minutes of track time. And in fact, he's been out for less time than Miatini has. So he will be able to stay out a little bit longer than Miatini, which could be a massive help towards the end of the race. So just looking at some other lap times there. Gasolini, 58 minute stint he did. Needs to make sure he does a couple over an hour, or he will find himself a nicer trip into the pits at the end. Hawes and Sidivi, as I say, Sidivi 51 minutes he's been out on track. Baruco has just come back out, so it looks like it's a second straight stint for himself, and Massimo Vialli handed back over, or handed over to Roberto Costa, giving up on his Brazilian football left back defending days. Now does a bit of sim racing in his spare time, so he is out for Vialli and Bigiani, a second trip into the pits for them. So they are going to have a slightly different stint time at the end. Might need an extra tip at the pits. We will see their first stint only 30 minutes. So not the clearest. Not the... yeah, not going to clear Sorry, the length is short in a stint they need if you're doing your full maximum 65-minute stints, is where I was going with that one. Still not got a confirmation on the gap between Horvath and Miatini. It's safe to say it is substantial. Where is Horvath? Through Tosa. Is Miatini. Just crossed the line, so there's a full sector at least separating them. So yeah, somewhere akin to about 45 seconds the gap between these two up at the top. In fact, we might get an update here. Don't you just love it when you take a drink of tea and you realise that the tea bag burst? Phenomenal. Miatini up. We're not getting confirmation on that gap there, so let's see if Jan 8.7 seconds is now the gap. I don't know why that's stuttering. I'll shut this down. Right, there we go. So yeah, Gasoline, what has he got now? 1.1 seconds to Jan ahead. Volkov trying to close in as best he can. Tironi with a bit of a gap there as well. Lombardi showing some good pace. He's unlapping himself quite handily at the minute as well. So making back some good positions. Jesse Monroe's looking to catch up on a couple of laps as well. Ian Thompson lapping in the 44s, 45s at the minute, so definitely could be higher up the field with that kind of pace. And we have Giuliano Guarnieri out for the Italian job main car. Again, a couple of laps down on the leader after a rocky start, but still 4 hours and 15 minutes of racing to go, so still plenty time to get caught up. And find some positions late in the race. As I say, it's a little wind that blows nobody some good, and we've certainly seen some ill winds blowing over the race so far. And whereas nobody wants to see their competitors crash out, it's definitely a possibility over an endurance race. As we can see, Gasolina has made back 0.3 of a second on Jan ahead of him, and in fact was half a second quicker than him on that previous lap. There is Osorio coming into the pits. Now that is quite a short stint. And I've just closed pit wall live because it was running a bit slow for me there. Let me just double check. Let's see what Osorio is saying to it. Yeah, 23 laps. So only new version. I did load the new version. Okay, yeah, Osorio, yeah, short stint is where we were going with that one. Only 23 laps, 40 minutes. So that is a short stint then, so potentially a problem with the tyres. We did see them lose a lot of pace over that stint, and a lot of positions over the piece as well. Which you wouldn't necessarily expect to see from a team fighting so high up the grid. They're still fighting with Gasolina and Yanni Tor. That is very good. Zach Dahl still in the pits. We'll see if he comes back out and if there's any major changes to the pace. Jan Barth at 19th position again, one of the cars that started in the pits inside the top 20. Got Derek Bruff in the top 20 as well for FRL Racing. Good to see. Not only it's FRL, but it's a Ferrari as well. So extra bonus, 2 thumbs up from me. Lucas Kiel for the MSR youngsters then, all over the back of Bolega. This battle's snuck a bit under the radar. But he's certainly looking for those positions there. There is cars looking to unlap themselves as well. There's confirmation. Zach Dahl is back out the pits and behind the wheel and closing up to this battle ahead. Now they've got Craig Hill and FRL Lamborghini looking to unlap himself as well, but he's going to have to be careful if he does it, of course, as there is a battle for position going on ahead. Myers still in 6th place, Tironi in 8th. Kiel, we'll keep an eye on this battle here at the moment. Gasolina really is caught between a rock and a hard place. Needs to get this overtake done, but even if he does, that 15-second penalty that he has got to serve, it's going to see him fall massively down the order. What can Kiel do here? Oh, the Mercedes finding two wheels on the gravel. That's going to cost you momentum. That is not what you need. Especially when you've got a BMW breathing down your neck. Across the start-finish line, they're in 13th and 14th position at the minute, but certainly Baliga's 13th. Could be an unlucky one. This is GT Corsa car coming under all kinds of pressure. The BMW puts himself side by side on the way in. Not quite got the momentum or the brakes to make it stick though. So Baliga will hang on to the position for the moment while Kiel hangs on to... Oh no, he doesn't. He goes right round the outside. Beautiful move through the second chicane, and he's just about made that stick. Here comes the Lambo to unlap himself. Doesn't know what to do. He backs out of it. The BMW and the Mercedes nose to tail there. The BMW almost getting it done there, but not quite able to make that one stick. The car looking ever so slightly lively once again. He got a great exit out of the first chicane, heading towards the second chicane. Looked for all the world like he'd got it done, and just that extra steering input there, just to straighten the car, that's what cost him the momentum. He would have been nose to nose, side by side here. Tried to go for the cutback, didn't quite have the momentum again. The corner exit, those corner exit curbs really catching him out, but Kiel getting the job done while we're watching the replay. So let's see how he did get it done. Yep, that is really slow by the Mercedes. Aqua Minerale side by side with two German cars, three German cars because there's a Lambo in the background, and here comes Yanni Tor and Gasolina just behind him as well, but that is Lucas Kiel getting the job done for the MSR Youngsters car. So that is good overtake there, and that is good timing as well, as I believe we will have Luke Taylor joining us in the chat any moment. He's going to take over broadcasting duties as soon as he is available, and Sean will be back as well. That's just on 4 o'clock, so he'll be back any second. These two are going to take over. I've got to sneak off and do another broadcast. busy, but I'll leave you in the more than capable hands of Sean and Luke, and it looks like Luke's microphone has been unmuted. Are you there, Luke?
I am indeed, John. Nice to be here, mate.
Indeed it is. It's great to have you here. Your debut on FRL PC races, I believe.
It is indeed, and from what I can see, what a race to come into. It's been absolutely manic from the first minute of the race, and still 4 hours to go.
Exactly. You will be kept on your toes for the entirety of this race, as we can see Carl Van Hoorn going at it with Maxim Oberon for 17th position. So yeah, the action absolutely coming in thick and fast. We'll love to see it, and we'll have Sean back any second. But what we could do, if you want, will we do the transfer of power at the moment, Luke?
If you're happy to do so, I am ready and waiting.
You are ready and waiting. Perfect. So ladies and gents, there will be a 10-second downtime in the stream, but just stay where you are. We will reconnect again very, very shortly. So stay put, and I'll be back with you in a moment.